you serious? You don't say. Well, that's so interesting. Oh, hey, Tubies. It's Psychic Bob. I'm hanging out with Lamb Chop. And Lamb Chop was just talking to me about channeling. We're going to have our seance tonight, trance channeling. And Lamb Chop told me that he's interested in learning how to channel. I think that'd be wonderful, Lamb Chop. You could learn to channel. What's that? Well, I never thought about it. I suppose in your world that's very important. Lamb Chop just said that he's going to learn to channel the spirit of the zodiac sign of Aries, the great ram. The spirit of the great ram. That's what you want to do? All right, he's very excited about that. Well, I've never thought about it, but I suppose one could channel the spirits of the zodiac signs. So, I'm an Aquarius. I could channel the great spirit of Ganymede, who's the symbol of Aquarius. You could channel the great ram of Aries. Oh, I like that. That's good. Well, we'll have to explore that. Well, I got to talk to everybody right now. Look, oh, there's everybody. There's Robert Stevens is here. There's Baroness Colabob's here. Yay. Yay, there's Volcanic Ice is here. There's Denise D. Robert Stevens is here. Robin Boston's here. Welcome, welcome. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us. Well, it's always an adventure here. We never know what's going to happen, but we're gathering for our seance. Well, Lamb Chop, can you go over there and sit down? I've got to talk to everybody, okay? Oh, yeah, all right, you can have some tea. He loves to drink his tea. There you go. All right, you got your tea? All right, go over there and relax a little bit. Thank you, Lamb Chop. Well, I am so glad you guys are here. And it's been a while since we've done a seance. Psychic Bob's just been so busy. And I've been working a lot, and it's been kind of intense energy. But I'm glad you're here. By the way, I got a few quick announcements for you. If you haven't done so already, you might want to go over to my website, PsychicBob.com, and register for this Saturday's Psychic Development class. We're going to be teaching a class this week on advanced techniques for spirit messages. So I would love to have you there. We're taking our level, we're really each week working on taking our level of reading up to the next level. And I tell you, you don't have to have previous experience. Just come and join us. We're going to teach you techniques that will help you access your psychic power and be able to help others. So if you're interested in that, the price for the class is only $30. It's 2 hours training on Saturday from 12 p.m. Eastern U.S. time till 2 p.m., 2 hours from noon till 2 p.m. That's East Coast time. For those of you around the country, it'll be, 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific. For those of you in Europe, it'll be 5 p.m. London time, 6 p.m. Paris time. I'd love to have you come join us. Also, we've got a special event. Make it a Psychic Bob Marathon weekend. On Sunday, we've got, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. On Sunday, we have got Psychic Bob's Inner Circle. And we're going to talk about the planets of prophecy in astrology. What planets are being used for prophetic knowledge? How do we access them? What is the spirit of the planets? If you're interested in that, that's going to be Sunday's Inner Circle. Now, the Inner Circle class is limited to only 10 people. So if you want to be in, you need to send me an email today or tomorrow at the latest, because I'm sending out invoices. That class is limited to 10 people. We're going to talk about the planets of prophecy of the zodiac. And then we're going to also, everybody attends that class, gets to ask a psychic question, get a small reading. Because there are only 10 people, I'm able to go more in depth. So that class is not I don't open it to the public. It's a small group. It's a very elite group. But you can be part of my inner circle and spend quality time with me in a small group setting, So if you are interested in that, and it's on Zoom, by the way, both of the classes, Saturday and Sunday, are on Zoom, shoot me an email if you want to be in Inner Circle. I'll put you on. We've already sold 2 seats. I think I only have 8 left. So let me know if you want to be in on Sunday. I need to hear from you tonight if possible. If you can't reach me, reach Baroness Colabob's. But we need to know if you want to be in on Sunday's Inner Circle. Last time we filled it up and had a waiting list. So I'd love to have you there, okay? All right, you guys rock. Listen, thanks for being there. If you have any questions, see Baroness Colbubs. She's in our chat. She got the blue wrench. What's that mean? She's a moderator. She'll throw the wrench at anybody who comes in and start trouble. Also, if you want to throw any ka-ching Psychic Bob's way for his efforts tonight, it's always appreciated. As I said, we're doing a seance. I never know what's going to happen. And for those of you who may be new to this, I'm a medium. I come from the spiritualist tradition, spiritualist church background. And in the spiritual church, we used to gather and hold seances. And the mediums would go into trance and spirit people would come through them and speak. I'm going to go into trance tonight. I hope somebody will come through. We never really know who's going to come through, and I can't control it. Sometimes the spirit people bring messages to people here tonight. So if you're here tonight and you get a message, just consider it a blessing. I don't know what they're going to do, so I'm not actually taking questions during the show because I'm not going to be present to control the questions. So we'll just see what happens. It's always an adventure, and we'll let the spirit people lead as they will, okay? Well, I'm just glad you're here. Thank you, Glittery Rainbow. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your donation. Well, I like to trance channel in softer light. So I'm going to put on the red light here. I'm going to take down the light here. And everybody get comfortable. Okay. So when everybody get comfortable, and we're going to just settle down. I'm going to go into trance, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind support, Glittery. Oh, there we go. Looks like we got in the body. Well, top of the day to you. This is Fletcher. It's good to see all of you here tonight. A lot of soul glow. You know, all of you here tonight, we've been begging and pleading with you. We've been sending whisperings from the spirit world saying, come and visit with us tonight. And it looks like a good number of you done heard our calling. So we welcome you to tonight's seance. You know, when I was a young lad, I used to go to seances, and I was always amazed at the mediums. They used to channel through these spirits. Now, back in the day, we didn't call it channeling. We used to say, they've been taken control of by a spirit. That was the old phrase, to have your spirit control. But, you know, nowadays they call it channeling. I don't know, I kind of like the phrase better than taking control. I don't like nobody taking control of me. And you know, this medium here, we really don't control him. We just simply bring our presence to him. So he's free always. But we have a partnership. You know, this medium said he's open to letting us have influence. And so we come in on his frequency, and we're glad to be with you. Well, I got a few persons here want to be say hello to you. So I'll be stepping from the body. This is Fletcher, over and out. Greetings. This is Alfred. I hope that you can hear me. When one gathers as we have gathered tonight, many good things come from such a meeting. Everyone involved raises their vibration. When we come over, we bring with us the special light, the illumination of the spirit world. You bring to the session your light as well, and together we are collective light. When you feel that you are alone, seek out spiritual people, whether visiting them through a gathering such as this, or if you can visit in person. Some of you live near churches that are what the term is metaphysical. This is a good option if you do not have access to a spiritualist group. Know that whenever you gather with spiritual people, your light quotient increases. Inside each of you exists an eternal spirit, your soul. This soul is made of a fine etheric substance. It is interwoven with divine light. It is true that you are literally children of the light, and within you contain light. This light is a finer and more refined light, a light that cannot be seen by the human eye. But be aware that we of the spirit world, with our keen senses, can observe it, can feel it, can perceive it. So we know that each of you have a frequency of light. Some of you have brighter lights, for you have lived your lives more in harmony with spirit. Some of you, your light is dim, because you have walked away and rejected spiritual truth. We do not say that in condemnation, for we know that each soul has various and complex circumstances that bring it along its journey. If today you feel that you are far from the light, we encourage you to embrace it. Seek out spiritual people. If you are here this evening and you're saying, I'm not sure I'm worthy to even be here, know that we have directly called you. You may not have perceived it as such, but our presence has brought you here. You are open to spiritual influence, and therefore your soul can and will make progress. Have confidence in the light. There we are. Greetings, my dears. My name is Rose. I do hope you can hear me. You know what Hid was saying about the light is so very, very important. You know, I was one of the souls who was not very bright in their light. When I crossed over to the spirit world, I was in a place of outer darkness, despair and loneliness. They told me that I was not in hell, but I will tell you from my own experience, it was very hellish. Can you imagine to discover that you're in eternity and that you have no loved ones to greet you, no friends around you, and you find yourselves wandering in a place of outer darkness, where the only thing you can hear is your own voice echoing as you call out for help? At the moment of my death, I thought I had fallen into a pit of some sort or cave. You know, I lived in London during the war, and during the air raids, many of the streets were bombed and have massive craters in them. And I thought, oh, I've fallen in some damp, dark hole. Where am I? And I shouted for a long time. I said, please, I'm down here. Somebody rescue me. I don't know what's happened. But you see, my dear, I had not fallen in any pit. I had fallen into the spirit world. You know, for those who do not prepare their lives to go to spirit, it's a very sad thing, for you may find yourself wandering in that place. As Alfred has said to us earlier, he said, let the light guide you. And you know, I had many opportunities in my own life to explore the light, but I did not. I encourage each of you here today, just try a little bit to ask for the light of spirit to come in. You don't have to be a great saint like, what was her name, Mother Teresa. Oh, yes, I remember her. No, you don't have to be like that, my dear. Back in my day, she was just starting out. She was known, but we had no idea how good she was. No, you don't have to be like that. But a little kindness, even to your own neighbor, would put your soul in a good disposition for travel into the spirit world. You know, I never considered that I would die. I mean, I went to church every week, but you know, as I've told many of you, it was all for show. And my vicar used to say to me, Rose, let yourself love God. And I used to say, well, you know, it's good enough, vicar. I'm here on Sunday. I guess that's love enough. But really, it was not love enough, dears. For I did not love my neighbor. My dear neighbor Madge so oftentimes tried to help me, and I pushed her away. And I said, Marge, dear, do you expect me to believe all that spiritualism and stuff you speak about? I think it's all bunk, I do. And she said, Rose, have confidence, my dear. There is a God who loves you, and you are surrounded by angels and beings of light. And you know the truth is, my dears, when I had my review of my life, I was shown how many times spirit people had helped me and how many times I've rejected their guidance and protection. I should perhaps still be alive today on the earth had I not fallen into that crater. I'd be quite advanced in age, my dears, but I would still be here. Well, we cannot think about the past too much. And in fact, my dears, I'd encourage all of you, do not get trapped in your past. We all have a past, my dear. We've all done things we regret and shouldn't have done. But the spiritualist teachings that I've learned since coming to the spirit world say that doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul, no matter how evil, my dear. Yes, even the most wicked and vile people will have a chance to grow towards the light. But I've also learned, my dears, why wait? Do not wait until it is so late in the day. Start your journey now, and in your time of transition, when you leave the earth, you will easily travel to the spirit, for you have prepared yourselves. Well, I shall not ramble on. I just want to spend a moment and share these thoughts with you. Hold on, Fletcher wishes to say something. Yes, Fletcher, go ahead, my dear. Well, there we go. Give us just a moment while we get control of the medium's frequency here. There's a lot of static electricity in the air tonight. There's been a lot of rain showers. It gives us a lot of power, but it also is a little like an electrical charge. It's a little intense, and we've got to be careful we don't damage the medium's frequency. His own body's nervous system is affected when he channels. There we go. All right, I think we'll let Rose come back through. She wants to speak to somebody. Hello, my dears. Can you hear me out there? This is Rose. You know, while I have the opportunity to visit with you, I wish to bring some words of advice from the spirit world. My first message here tonight is for Robert, my dear friend Robert Stevens. Hello, Robert. It's Rose. I do hope you can hear me. Robert, we want you to know that in the spirit world, you're very highly thought of. You've been very diligent in your work, and you serve many people throughout your day. The little things, the kind services, the appreciations and the thank yous, these make a big difference in the world. I have seen throughout the world there is a coldness, a lack of respect that occurs, but not with you, dear Robert. They have shown me that you have always sought to be the most respectful and the most kind. And those who you serve, You have changed their hearts and minds. In the last week, there was a lady that you helped. She's going through a very difficult emotional time. She works for the school system, and you've spoken with her. But you do not know her personal circumstance, nor can we tell you in detail, except to say she has struggled emotionally. Do you know that your very interaction with her through your emails and your phone calls, you have brought her peace in her day, and she has felt secure knowing that you will help her in her day? To you, you're just simply doing your job, and you think nothing big comes of it. But I should like to tell you that those of us who reside in the spirit world, we see the good that you're doing. So do, my dear, carry on with your kind works, and remember every day to let the light flow through you. You have no idea the impact that you make every day. We know that you never even think about it. You say, oh, well, that was a good day at work and I got a lot of work done. But what you're not seeing, my dear, is the very souls that you have changed by your kind disposition. Always, my dear Robert, maintain your kind disposition. Ask yourself each day, and I speak in goodness and love and kindness. And if you keep these thoughts always in your mind, you shall traverse up the ladder of light, my dear. And there are bright places in heaven for people such as you. Thank you, my dear, for allowing me to come here and share this word of wisdom with you. I do hope you have understood it in the spirit that I have brought it over. And I thank you for receiving me. It is such a pleasure to be of service. Do you know our medium is so kind that he allows us to come through him all the time, bring messages. And when he allows us to come through in a physical way and our voices to manifest, we are ever so grateful and truly thankful. Do not forget to offer up prayers for our medium. He has found himself in the last few years in a very challenged position. There are those who wish to silence the light upon the earth. We shall not let them take him away from the world, but we need your prayers to strengthen him. And we do of the spirit world thank you. If you're here tonight and you'll say, I don't know what good I can do in the world, well, you could offer a prayer for our medium. Our dear Bob is so often serving us. He doesn't even know how many times we're around and how many times we have worked through him. And we are grateful for his openness to our presence. And if you could offer even a small prayer for him, it should go far in helping us to help him. We thank you, my dears. While I'm here, I wish to bring another message over. There's my dear friend, I see her. Marzana, can you hear me, my dear? This is Rose. You know, my dear, I know that you've been wanting to hear more directly from me, and I have heard your desires. Even in the spirit world, we can see those who are earnestly striving to connect our world to the spirit world. And I want to come to you today to let you know that you are not alone. Your grandfather is here and wishes to speak to you, so I shall let him through. Just a moment. Marjana, this is Grandpapa. I come here to tell you that I pray for you every day. I am not so good with the English, so you must pardon that I try to speak this proper way for you. I come to say to you an important phrase. Jasnagora, Jasnagora. This is mountain of light. Here in heaven, our Mother Mary sits upon a beautiful mountain. This is Jasnagora. On earth they have Jasnagora in Poland. But here there is the true Jasnagora, and we have seen the Great Mother in light. And I come to let you know that I pray for you every day. I am helping your father and your mother to heal and encourage them to have faith in the spirits. Archangel Michael protect you and your family. He's here to me tell you that he wants to help you also. So do call upon Michael. He will help you. I cannot stop for long because the power is not strong for me. But they let me come for a moment to say we love you and to let you know that you're not forgotten, that we pray every day for you. Call on Mother Mary. Mother Mary, she is your mother. She will help you. Call on Michael. He will help you. Angel Michael. And know that your dear grandfather, I am here to help you. You're not forgotten to us. We pray for you always from heaven. Thank you for letting me come. The power is not strong. I cannot stay. My peace to you. Thank you for letting me speak today. There we go, my dears. Oh, Marzona, we didn't know if we could get him through. It's never spoken in this way. Though the power is a little regular, we're so glad that we tried, and we do hope that you could hear him. Be of good cheer, my dear. You are not forgotten to the spirit world. I have another person I should like to speak with you as well. I have a special message for Lady Nicola. Lady Nicola, you know me, dear Rose. I come again to speak to you. It's not often that I get to talk so directly to you. I know that your dear friend Doris, she's over here as well. And she sends a greeting over to you, my dear. I want to tell you that from the spirit world, we can see your heart. Your heart is troubled with fear, my dear. Do not hold on to that fear. Do not know that all things in the material world can be managed by us over here. You worry about your next move. My dear, as Jesus used to say, my own vicar used to say, do not worry for yourself. Can you add 1 cubit to your lifespan by worrying? No, my dear. You must focus on your service. You're at your current residence, that you might be a light and a saving grace. We wish to tell you that your work this week has been noted in heaven. We had a friend who went through a very troubling time this week, and we wish to inform you that we were rooting for you from the spirit world, cheering you on. You do not know it, but your friend was very near death. Had you not intervened, she would have died that day through suicide. Your balancing presence and being a channel of the spirit saved her very life. She does not realize how close to death she was. She was near taking a drink that day, my dear, and had she done so, her heart would have stopped. Your calming presence kept her from going into overdose mode. Thank you, my dear, for being there. But not only thank you from me, thank you from all the angels and guides. Your dear friend has a spirit guide. It's an angel. She's a young angel named Muriel. And Muriel was there guiding you that day and also protecting her. Let her know that Muriel is a guardian angel and she should avail herself of her guardian. Call upon him. Her, I should say. Call upon her and she will help your friend. My dear, thank you for your service to spirit. Blessings to you, Lady Nicola. Yes. Thank you, Fletcher. Fletcher says I have permission to stay a little longer. I have another message here. This is for my dear friend Smitter. Smitter, dear, I do hope you're here and can hear me this evening. I see your light glowing brightly. There you are. My dear, you've crossed through a time of great emotional pain. Do not dwell in darkness of emotion. Emotions, my dear, come and go. It is not that emotion is not important, but it must be balanced with the mind. Your intellect tells you one thing, and your heart tells you another. We want you to have the balance back. Work on that, my dear. You're struggling right now in terms of how to move forward emotionally. Be patient with yourself, my dear. You know the old saying, Rome was not built in a day. And this applies in your circumstance. That which you seek to build must have a stronger foundation. You're rushing headlong, thinking everything is this way and that way. And then you find yourself overwhelmed with emotion. Go back to basics, my dear. Start with the foundation. Let us just sit and talk and know one another. This is where you must begin in your situation. There's a young man around you who has a lot of anger and bitterness. He has turned himself towards selfish means. He's not an evil person, but he is losing his focus. If you wish to communicate with him, ask and require that he come back to basics. We're going to sit and talk like adults, not petulant children. We will not give in to arguments and petty rages. The light requires both of you to come into balance. You, my dear, has as much part to play as he does. Now, we don't say that as a criticism, but we say it to remind you of your own power. You have the power to bring things back into balance. Start with the basics, my dear. Heaven is with you. You're not alone. Indra Devi is here and asked me to relay to you that she's helping you as a woman to woman, she says. And I also shall help you. My dear, you're not walking alone, though many times you feel that you are. Those of us who reside here in the spirit world, we come to help you, to bless you, and to guide you. Please be open to our presence. Let us help you to maneuver those rocky emotions, those relationships that are challenged. You do not walk alone, my dear. We love you here, and it's a term you've not often heard. In the last few years, it's been very rare that anybody has said that they love you. And we of the spirit world, my dear, we love you. Let our love help you and sustain you. Thank you for receiving my message. Blessings to you, my dear. This is Rose. Oh, this is Fletcher. Give us just a moment. We've got to get control of the medium's frequency. There we go. You know, as Fletcher said earlier, there's a lot of electrical disturbance in the atmosphere tonight. It makes it a little challenging for us to maintain a steady frequency here. But we do thank you for your patience. I wish to also speak to another dear friend of mine. You know, you call us your friends in spirit, and we refer to you as our friends on the earth. This is for my dear friend Janie. Janie, my dear, can you hear me? I do hope you can hear me. Sometimes it's a challenge to get our voices to come through the medium. There are occasionally times when we speak and nothing comes out. But we're glad you're here. Janie, I wish to come to give you strength and joy from the spirit world today. You've stood your ground against hostile people. those who are manipulating and maneuvering with agendas of evil. You are winning, my dear. I know, my dear, sometimes you say, I don't know that I'm winning, Rose. But I'm here to assure you, not only are you winning, you will win the ultimate triumph. Your family will not be split apart nor destroyed by those with plans of destruction that are gossips. And as Jesus even said, a man's enemies will be in his own household. So, my dear, be careful that you do not trip or stumble by those you think that you can trust. Unfortunately, my dear, at times you're going to have to go it alone and on your own. But know that in those times, we of the spirit world are with you. You have many angels and other spirit guides. Your children have guardian angels, and Archangel Gabriel is helping them and watching over them. Dear Gabriel is a guardian to your family. I am a hope, and Doris is as well. And Fletcher said he'll throw in his hat as well. So know that when you feel you're losing connection with friends and family, it's only a little while. But in that time of loneliness, we are with you. Do speak to us and count us as your family, for we truly are, my dear. Do not fear, you are winning, my dear, and the Spirit is blessing and strengthening you every day. And I do hope that you don't mind me saying all of this today. But I thank you, my dear, for receiving me and allowing me to come through here to bring a little word of wisdom. Thank you, my dear. Oh, this is Fletcher. Hold on just a moment. We're having an electrical disturbance. There we go. All right, I think Rose wants to say something else. I will let her pop in here. Greetings, my dears. I do hope my voice is transmitting to you. Laura, are you here, my dear? My dear Laura M. Do you know, dear, I used to live near a lady who had the title of Marchioness in London. And her first name was like yours, Laura. We used to call her Laura Marchioness. But that was a title. I can't give you the full title, dear, but just know she was a Marchioness. You remind me of her, dear. You have a grace and an elegance about you like a Marchioness. If you don't know what a Marchioness is, it's a British title of nobility. The husband of a Marchioness is a Marquess. It's one below a Duchess. So you're quite up there, dear. You're like a Marchioness. Lord, I wish to come to you today because I have a little concern for you, my dear. I feel that you're being a little harsh on yourself. You must remember self-love. I know, my dear, that you're trying to do the best you can and be the best person, but you're judging yourself far too harshly and holding yourself to too high of standards. You have a lovely grandmother in spirit who's around you. She's come to comfort you and aid you. And she has a word she'd like to impart with you. Laura, this is your grandmother. Actually, I'm your great-grandmother. I know you don't really know me so well, but I'm here to bring you some help along the way. You've been through a difficult time where you feel like you're being boxed in and you're trying to make things right. Don't be afraid to let yourself go and relax. You don't have to always have everything perfect and be on guard. I understand this. This was a challenge in my own life. I tried to have every T crossed and every I dotted. You know that saying? But that saying drove me to distraction because I tried often to be perfect, and that perfection drove me mad. My dear, be gentle with yourself. This Lady Rose is telling it right. And I just come in to let you know that I'm well over here looking after you and the family. I send my blessings to you. There we go. Laura, dear, I do hope you understood that. We're so very pleased to have you amongst us tonight, and your soul is growing, glowing brightly, my dear. Thank you for receiving us, and do continue to speak with us every day. We're helping you. Love is the key, my dear. Self-love for you. Blessings, my dear. Just Fletcher. Oh, my dear. Fletcher says that the medium's power is a little strained tonight with the electrical disturbance, so we're not able to stay longer. But I do want to at least conclude the evening by saying thank you. Thank you to all of you for receiving us this evening. On behalf of Fletcher and Alfred, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please know that we have come for all of you tonight. And if you're saying, but Rose, do you have a word for me? For those of you who have not received a word, I bring this message to each of you. First, I wish to tell you that each of your names are personally known here in the spirit world. I keep a list of all who attend the gatherings with this medium, and we intervene and help all of those who come to him. So know that by your being here tonight, you're on my personal list, and I will come and help you. If you feel alone, call upon me. Call on any of us, really. You can call me or Fletcher or Alfred. All of us will come and help you. And do not think that for one moment you're forgotten. Due to our medium's physical limitations, because his body can only sustain our power for so long, we are not able to always speak to every single person. But know that we've called you here, and we recognize each of you here tonight. You're not forgotten. You're not to be abandoned by our world. In the spirit world, the littlest things matter, my dear. So just the very fact that you came tonight and sat with us, you are receiving a blessing now from the spirit world. And in the next 7 days, you will see a sign from our world. Something that you'll need will come into your lives, each of you. This is for all of you here tonight. It may not be £1 million or dollars, but it'll be something that you need at the moment that you need it. It could be as simple as that your car breaks down and a friend suddenly shows up with a jumper cable to start your car. Or it might be as simple as that you go to a grocery store and you're finding the very food item that you could not find anywhere else. We're going to be with you and give you a little sign, so be open to it, my dears. We send you our greetings from the spirit world. The medium's power is starting to wane, and we feel our power going with him. We do thank you for receiving us, and we do hope that you will continue to gather. We look forward in the coming days to being with each of you. We will guide you and help you. And you hope that will come and be with us in those. Oh, oh, ha. Wow. Oh, I think I'm back. Oh, that's kind of intense. Whenever I come back from channeling, I feel a little spacey. So forgive me if I look like I'm drunk. I swear I haven't been drinking. Anyways, it looks like people came. I don't know who came through because I'm in trance. I never know what happened. Amazing. Star Labor says, amazing. Baroness says, thank you, my Baron. Beautiful messages. Love you. Thank you, darling. Love you too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your help. Robert Stevens says, he's back. I'm back. Glittery Rainbow says, very cool. So much came through. Oh, I'm so glad. Laura says, thank you, Bob. I had a message come from me. Oh, wonderful, Laura. I'm so glad. Yay. Well, I have to go back and watch the tape afterwards. I never know what happens. Rose Twilight says, oh, this was pretty cool. Thank you, Rose, for being here. Welcome. There's Kimmy says, God bless you all. The Volcanica says, welcome back, Bob. Billy Mayer says, a frog came through. Just joking. Maybe I'll channel a frog one day. You never know. Anything's possible, you know. Well, you heard Lamb Chop earlier. He's going to channel the spirit of the great ram of the sign Aries. Well, we'll have to see how Lamb Chop does with his channeling, won't we? Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad you are here. Well, thank you. There's Starlight Worker. Amy Radcliffe. Amy says, everyone got a great message, even though we all didn't get a reading. Oh, I'm so glad. So they brought through some stuff for everybody. Good. Well, I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. And I want to say thank you. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel because we got more. Oh, thank you, Robin. Robin says, it was great, Bob. Thank you. Baroness Bob says, Bob, Rose came through for me. She said I'm not allowed to eat lamb chop. Don't you eat lamb chop. Shh. Cause him trauma, the poor boy. Christine said, it was really nice, Bob. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Jesse says, hi, Jesse. Jesse says, I got chills listening. It was so awesome. I feel like dancing when I get to hear the spirit. I'm so glad. Therapist says, much needed. Thank you, therapist. Good to see you. Laura says, thank you so much. You are wonderful. God bless you guys. Well, I love the Trance channel. And many years ago when I was in the spiritualist church, a medium told me that I would be a channel. Now, in those days, I didn't trance channel. We're talking like 25, 30 years ago. Because I was scared. I thought, I'm not going to let no spirits in my body. I mean, it kind of freaked me out. I was like thinking, what if I get possessed? What if this and that? But you know what? Once the first time I channeled, they came through and it was weird. I didn't even know I channeled. I was like at a seance and I went into trance and Fletcher came through and Rose came through. And then I came back, everybody at the table was like, that's amazing. I'm like, what? Nothing happened. Because I was going into trance to try to get physical phenomena like spirit lights or materialization. And none of that happened, but I did trance channel. And somebody recorded it and I heard it and I was like freaked out. I was like, but then I thought, well, people said, I told one of my friends, I said, I don't know. This is freaking me out that this happened. And she said to me, she said, well, do you feel any pain or any discomfort? I said, no. How do you feel? I said, really relaxed. She said, well, see, the spirit people didn't hurt you then. And I said, yeah. And I thought, I didn't really feel anything. It didn't seem like anything happened. But yet there was the tape. So I thought, well, I guess I can chill. And I was the next day, I was talking to Fletcher and I said, you know what? I don't know about this channeling. I didn't, agree to do this. And Fletcher said, well, it was an emergency. Somebody needed help. So we came through you to help them. And I was like, okay. And Fletcher said, now you see how easy it was? He said, we can do that all the time. You won't feel anything. So I decided to allow them to start. And it was very limited. I only did it maybe once every 3 months, like once a quarter, I would you. And then it got to be where at the church they asked me to do seances. So I started doing seances and it just took off. So I got used to channeling, Thank you, Star. Star said it was really amazing. So cool. Thank you. Stardust C says, hey, PsychicBob, I wish there was a spiritualist church in my state, but I don't know where to find one. Stardust, go to the website NSAC, National Spiritualist Association of Churches. Look up nsac.org. They have a list of all the spiritualist churches in the country. If you don't have a spiritual church, you might try what they call metaphysical church. Sometimes they do channeling as well. All right. Well, you guys are wonderful. Well, listen, I'm going to wrap it up because Psychic Bob is a little tired today. I've got a lot of work this next few days, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. Tomorrow is Friday. What do we got on Friday? Tarot? Is that live? No, Friday night. Friday's live psychic readings. Be here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for live psychic readings, okay? And we'll see what the spirit has. I'll take your questions. Bring your psychic questions. Tomorrow we're going to do conscious channeling. There's two types of channeling. There's trance and conscious. Tonight was trance. But tomorrow I'll be fully alert and I'll answer your questions, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you, Christy. Christy says, get some rest. Thank you, Bob. You're welcome. Thank you. You guys are great. Well, listen. Tomorrow is live readings. Now, don't forget, if you want to work on your spiritual life, you can make it a Psychic Bob Marathon weekend. We got psychic development class this Saturday. And on Sunday, we have the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle only meets twice a month. So if you miss this one, it's going to be 2 more weeks until the next one. We only meet twice a month. So the next one will be like in May. If you don't get this one, it won't be until, July 3rd. So come out and join us, all right? Psychic development class, register at my website. If you want in on Inner Circle, that you need to send me an email. By the way, a number of you are on my mailing list. I sent out an email earlier this afternoon. Check your mail and also check your junk mail. It's about the Inner Circle. So if you've been in any of my classes or groups in the last year or two, you probably got an email from me. So check your email, and I have information about the Inner Circle. Sunday, we're talking about the planets of prophecy of astrology. So I'd love to have you guys there. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap it up. Big shout out to Baroness Colbos. Thank you for being here and being a moderator today. Everybody give her a shout out, give her a thumbs up. And anyways, put in the comment box below if you received any spiritual wisdom that you want to share with us from the seance tonight. Put some comments below. Tell me what you think of the spirit people. And if you like doing these type of seances. You guys are best. Listen, I love you. We'll see you tomorrow for live psychic readings, 7 p.m. And I send my greetings and my blessings to all of you. And thank you. And thank you, Baroness. And we'll be back here tomorrow for another live show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific, midnight London time, 1 a.m. Paris time. You guys rock. PsychicBob loves you. Blessings to all of you. Good night.